What is going on today, everybody? I got another beer review for you. This one is kind of in honor of 420. This one is Dank and Sticky. This is from the Hop Concept. This is their Hop Freshener series. It's an IPA, obviously. This one is brewed with Cascade, Centennial, Chinook, Comet, CTZ, Eureka Mosaic, and Simcoe. 8.5% alcohol by volume. And they recently started doing these cans, which is the best thing ever. Cans, I've done a billion rants on it, but cans are absolutely the best. And I know it's an IPA, and I usually would drink it out of a Spiegelau IPA glass, but this beer is actually really nice in a tulip or IPA glass, whichever floats your boat. Let's go ahead and set the can up here so y'all can take a look at it while I'm doing the review. This beer, it's an IPA. Hop Concept always does really, really nice IPAs. And they called it Dank and Sticky because, well, it really is dank and sticky. That's why it's named that. The color's a really, really strong copper color. It's not too hazy, nice and clear. I don't see much particle in there, a little bit of yeast, but not much. So their filtration system they're doing is pretty good, pretty on top of it. The head is a nice off-white color. After letting the foam settle and pouring it properly, we got about an inch of head on here. Yeah, so that's the color, overall color and look of it. Oh man, it smells dank. It's hard to narrow down what hop I'm smelling. I mean, you definitely get the Simcoe. You get that kind of citrusy character from that. You get the CTZ too. That's got a really distinct smell. The Eureka, not so much. Don't really see that one sitting in there too well. Yeah, I don't see a ton of that Eureka sitting in here. You definitely can taste the Cascade too, or smell the Cascade rather. But it's definitely dank. You can tell this is going to be a big beer, big hoppy beer. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a taste. Cheers. Very nice. Very pleasant. Nicely balanced, to be honest. It's not in your face, super bitter. It is bitter, but it's not in your face. Unlike the last beer review I did with the Waldos, which was like in your face, kick your teeth and bitter. This kind of strikes that balance of bitterness and malt sweetness without being too malty, where the malt doesn't detract. The thing I could say about this beer, though, is the bitterness lingers. This is a lingering beer, and it seems to be getting more and more bitter as I'm talking. It definitely moves across the palate in a way where you get the initial bitterness, and then it kind of creeps in from the back of the mouth, from the throat, all the way across the palate, and just this big wave of bitterness. It is definitely dank, definitely sticky. They definitely nailed the name. It smells super nice. I mean, it's very, very nice. It's a very medium-bodied beer, not super heavy, not nice and light like a lager. Not full-bodied, but just enough. And I mean, it's an oily beer. You can feel the hop oils just kind of coating your mouth in the goodness. And the nice thing is, since it's 8.5%, it's not that much higher than your standard IPAs like Lagunitas IPA, Sculp, and things like that. Yeah, this is a solid offering. I mean, everything I've had from the Hop Concept, there hasn't really been anything that stood out as being unpleasant. There are a few that weren't as good as their other offerings, but this is a winner for me. This is a solid beer. Yeah, man, that bitterness, though, it definitely creeps up on you in a nice way. It's not super hoppy to where if you're an IPA fan but not necessarily an aficionado, this beer would be a turnoff for you. This is actually a really pleasant beer to drink. It's a little warm today, so this is a kind of hit in the spot. I always say that there's a right beer for the right place and time, and I think today, being in April, nice warm day, I think this is the perfect springtime beer for a day like today. So if I have to give this thing a score on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being world class, 1 being one for the sink to drink, this is a hard one. I'm going to give it a 9.8. 9.8 seems to be where I think this beer should sit in. The only reason I'm giving it a 9.8, not a solid 10, is the price. The price for I think it was a 4-pack, was pretty expensive, especially when you compare it to other breweries like Pizza Port and Swami's or the Chronic. I mean, those are really good IPAs. And they're so much cheaper than this beer. This beer is really good, but those are good standard standbys that you can get pretty much anywhere for really cheap. You get a lot of bang for your buck. This beer, phenomenal. You should definitely pick it up, but I can't give it a 10 just based on price and availability. It's one of those things, hate me if you want for it, but it's the God's honest truth. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and sit here and enjoy the rest of this dank, hoppy monster. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Tell me what you didn't like. I'm always trying to improve my channel, so I appreciate that. And thank you again for everything you guys do. Appreciate reading your comments and seeing the thumbs up and things like that. So appreciate it, guys. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you later.